Okay, recording has been started. Keep in mind for this recording, I'm still sick because this is the day after the whole prankster video. And I have the hiccups, so like, if you hear me randomly pause mid-sentence, it's either to cough or to hiccup. And also, I'm probably gonna lose this PvP duel because I'm lagging, and this is a bot that has no accuracy. Well, basically infinite accuracy. It doesn't miss. um, but today I'm gonna talk about a pretty serious issue on Shambles. It's made a couple people quit, and I have a feel that I need to talk about this and bring it up. I fucking hiccups, bro. I fucking hate this. So let's just get straight into it, right? When I first joined Shambles, I joined a team called Witherborn, which I know, goofy on name. Oh my god. Yo, the ping. Oh my god. But the thing with the Witherborn, right? We were enemies with this other team called Team Red, which included players like Squabble, Jaxtopia, Cool Boy, um, NonFella, and quite more. Yeah, the ping screwed me there. But I didn't know any of that, right? I only knew about Squabble, Jaxtopia, and Cool Boy. Those were the main three that I knew about. Does he have strength? I feel like he has strength. I feel like I'm just not doing. What? What? Y'all seen that? I was behind it. Uh, but anyways, I didn't know much of the people on the server since me and Rimmon were new, right? Bro, it just hit displaced me. But basically, since me and Rimmon were new, we didn't know much of the people, right? So when we joined, funnily enough, NonFella had gotten banned earlier that day. So we didn't know NonFella at all, and he was banned for like basically 2 weeks. So we joined Witherborn for wealth. Um, okay, y'all see the particles, right? I swear that's strength. Oh, have art. Um, but we didn't know exactly who was all on Team Red, so we basically went to war with them. Blah blah blah. That'll be in a different video. Um, but essentially, there was a final fight, right? Team Red had just used, I don't know, apparently they had like somebody accidentally leaked the cords. That's the story that I heard. Um, to a vault that was made by Ashk, one of the people, like the main head of Witherborn almost. Like the only active player. Loki kind of sucked at PvP, but yo, what is this reach? I freeze. Okay, perfect. All right. Yeah, I'm switching kits because there's no way I'm winning diamond. Um, but is he is he gonna miss, buddy? Buddy, do I have to miss him? Oh, now we start. Okay. Um. Oh my, dude, the ping. I can't, bro. I need to get me a new PC. Sub so I can get a new PC, please. Um. Oh my god, dude. The. Okay, nah, I'm genuinely not fighting because of the fucking ping. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna get out the world. Alright. So, anyways, um, we joined the fight because there was a big fight happening. I made decent friends with Squabble, and every team basically like kind of made up. I wouldn't say that there was a winner or a loser. Like, yeah, we lost the stash, but at the end of the day, they had to TP spam, like keep TPing their members back. We only had to do that like once, just because Jax got murked immediately. But basically, during this whole skedaddle, right, NonFella had gotten unbanned, because this was like a couple weeks after his ban. So NonFella was unbanned, and I was like, because my team kind of made NonFella out to be like, oh, he's the best on the server. Like, they acted like people were, like, afraid of him. And they also mentioned the fact that he was very racist, and I was like, it can't be that bad, right? So, he gets unbanned. First thing he starts doing is beefing with everybody. And I'm like, bro, why we gotta do this? And you can ask most of the people on Shambles who has caused the most problems, and they will either say one of three names: either NonFella, G Destroyer, or surprisingly enough, exciting actor. Because NonFella, right? Him and Squabble, since Akshay's not, basically Akshay's Indian, right? Which, I mean, hey, that's chill. He's chill. I mean, I do get the accent is kind of funny, and he said it himself. But him and NonFella, right? Squabble and NonFella ran up to Ashk, and I'm gonna just read this sentence off of like an old Discord message that I have. Oh no, wait, no, it wasn't Discord. It was in the actual server. It's Squabble saying, "Go make me curry with your feet, curry boy." And I mean, I get it's a joke, but like, really, bro, racism in the Big 26, really? Like, bro. And then to the point where NonFella just like keeps going along with it, keeps, you know, just pressing Ashk for no reason. And then NonFella, like, I don't know, he's done a lot more stuff, as you've probably seen in the thumbnail, since I released a prankster video yesterday, right? And he's already pressing prankster, which I literally said in the comment section. I said, don't press prankster for any of this or anybody else, mainly just because I don't want y'all to. Because if they press other people, then it won't help, but it's like adding salt to the wound. Like, it just makes it worse. Yeah, he proceeds to say things about prank, and then he proceeds to make Ashk leave. And it's not just about his, you know, racism and all that. He's a lot of things, actually. Let me read off this message. Hold up. Because this was in the original Shambles about five or so hours ago. Actually, no, way more than 5 hours ago, like 8 hours ago. Because he's like, oh, you can do what you want. You can make the video if you would like. And then I said, oh, guys, what video should I make? I'm planning on making one of either G Destroyer or NonFella, right? Because I was just asking the community what allegations or, like, commentary I should do next. And then NonFella responds with, no, wait, Saber, what'd I do to you? And I said, bro, like, literally everything. He said, that's fair, that's fair. And I named some stuff up. I said sexist, homophobic, racist, narcissistic, selfish, corny, annoying, argumentative, and stupid, right? Because he purposely just rage baits by acting like he doesn't know what you're talking about. He's sexist by, like, every time that a woman even enters the conversation, bro immediately switches. Like, he is an absolute simp, bro. But if it's a woman that's not, like, chill with him, he immediately goes to the sexist side. Like, oh, go make me a sandwich. Like, all that stuff. You know, get back to the kitchen. All that. And then, homophobic, right? He simply said, because he said that he didn't want to talk to Patterns, just because Patterns was, you know, different. You know, that's all I'm really gonna say, because I don't really want to go into it. But since Patterns was, you know, different, and Patterns is just trying to make conversation with everybody else on the server. So he just sends random things to people, which, like, none of it's bad, but NonFella just said that he got creeped out by it, which I find valid. But saying that you don't want to talk to somebody, let alone, like, on the server or in Discord, just because you find them weird, doesn't really stand out to me as, like, you know, a normal thing to do, you know? Racist, I already kind of talked about that. Oh, and he's constantly saying the N-word. Hard R too. Which, like, bro, why? Narcissistic, right? Really funny. Because after he wins, it doesn't matter how many losses he takes. Once he wins a singular round, he acts like he's the king, bro. He's like, oh, y'all suck, y'all suck. Oh, horrible, horrible. And then he throws around this stupid phrase, which just also ties into the next thing. Corny. He's like, he just runs around calling people foolish puppet. Foolish puppet. And I'm like, bro, he's just so corny, bro. He's just like, and everybody just overglazes. Like, I have literal screenshots of G Destroyer being like, oh, NonFella, you're the best. I love you, NonFella. I love you, NonFella. And I'm like, bro. That and the fact that every time that he wins like, he argues with people until they stop because they don't want to deal with it, and then he proceeds to gloat, which again fuels more into the argument. Then he gets timed out eventually. Annoying. He's just like every 4 seconds he's calling somebody. Like, we made a group chat just to play Rory Conquest, right? And every 14 seconds, bro, he would just be like, guys, I have better stuff than all of you. I have better stuff than all of you. Because I literally had, like, level 2 Pokemon because I, like, restarted. He's like, Saber won a battle. And I said, no, bro. He said, scared. And I said, I just prestige, bro. Why would I fight you if I don't want to? And then I proceeded to get better stuff than him in around a day. Let's see. What else now? Argumentative. I already kind of talked about that. He just argues with everybody every chance that he gets. Like, even if they just say something simple, not pointed to anybody. Like, Ash K literally just said, oh, yeah, guys, I'm leaving the Discord because I just don't like it here. And NonFella said, oh, somebody got mad. And I'm like, bro, why does everything gotta be about you, NonFella? Why does everything gotta be about you? And the stupid, he just acts stupid 99% of the time. Just because he likes rage baiting people. And he responds to that message, saying, I mean, I'm dumb, but I don't know. And then I said, don't even try and say you aren't all of that stuff. I legit have proof of everything. And he asked me what the word narcissistic means. And I told him that it means full of yourself. He says, oh, I act like I have a big ego just to be funny. And I said, well, you're not really that funny, bro. And the G Destroyer says, non-add me. He is tough, though, Saber. And he says, it's not funny like joke funny. And I said, racist glazing other racists. Wild. And then NonFella, this just proves my point about Ash K even more. He says, it's like rage baiting Ash K kind of funny. Well, it's not funny if you're being racist and offensive towards people. Just say, like, well, bro, why, bro? And he says that he doesn't have a way to prove it. And then he starts acting all professional, and he starts acting like the victim. As soon as he starts losing an argument to somebody that has actual common sense and knows what they're doing, he just immediately is like, oh, guys, I'm sorry. Because he learned that if he keeps arguing, he'll get timed out. And he doesn't want to get timed out. Why? Because he's a suck-up to Ironic. Just because they've met IRL. That is the only reason why he acts innocent 90% of the time. Is because he wants Ironic to look at him and be like, oh, I'll pity you and you won't be banned as much if you break the rules, right? Which, it's a fair strategy, but, like, it's dumb. You don't gotta act like you're all, like, oh so innocent, bro. He says, I mean, do what you wish. I just don't see why you have to make a whole thing about me when I try and be as nice to you as I can, Saber. I said, I specifically avoid talking to you just because you cause trouble for everyone. And then they randomly start pressing this kid named X Savage, which, like, bro, he's not even in the argument. And then he basically, NonFella says the exact same thing again. He says, Saber, you can do what you like. I don't really, why. He's basically trying to get me not to post a video. He says, I don't see why this has to be a big thing. Because the soul. Dude, what is this grammar, bro? I mean, Saber, you can do what you like. I just don't see why this has to be a big thing. For just because the sole purpose is I'm annoying to you. What? I can't, bro. I don't make fun of you. I don't harass you. Okay, maybe I do at everyone sometimes. But maybe. But you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. And I said, it's not about personal beef. It's about the server, bro. Like, I didn't even have personal beef with. Oh my, I can't even speak, bro. I didn't have personal beef with Prankster, and yet I still made a video on him, just because he did something wrong. He says, "Oh, I recently haven't done anything bad to everybody on the server." NonFella, you've been on the server once, completely quiet in the Discord because you're too busy jerking off. Anyways, and I bring up like he's trying to be the victim, and he plays dumb and says, "Who said I'm trying to play victim?" And I said, me, question mark. He says, I'm not innocent. I admit I've done and said you mean and hurtful things. But it's not like the other side hasn't done something to revoke that. So by actually saying that he wants to leave the Discord because he doesn't feel welcome, you have to take offense to him saying that he's going to leave the Discord just because you've argued with him over the past, like, while that you've been on the server. And then since he's not trying to be an ego maxer to make anyone else feel small, but to make me look big inside because I feel small. NonFella, you're horrible at PvP. You don't have to try and look big by sending other people down, bro. Like, that's just not stupid. And I need something just to erase it all. I know you'll still make your video and that's okay. Maybe I do deserve it, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm sorry. And just know I thought you were a good guy. And I said, bro, you never say sorry unless it benefits you. That's the only reason. And then G Destroyer comes in again, says, W NonFella. And then I was like, oh, I appreciate you saying that, but I don't want to look like I have someone glazing me. Because I brought it up, how a racist was glazing another racist, bro. And then he says, oh, it's good. Thank you for apologizing to the server. And then Non says, maybe because I am wrong, I shouldn't be commended for bad behavior, right? And then G Destroyer comes in and defends him, and says, no bad behavior this season, so I don't know what he's yapping about. And then he brings up that he has beef with Jax because Jax burned down his base on accident. I literally have the videos on accident. To the point where Jax responds and says, hey, it's an accident. Sorry about that. My mother came into my room. Okay, anyways. Jax replies saying that it was an accident and that he didn't mean it. And then G Destroyer comes in and says, fuck you, get a life. And then Jax hits him back with a comeback and says the guy who stays on Shambles like it's his life. At least I can do something that's not play Minecraft. And then Moliv asks for a summary of what happens. So I give him an exact summary of what happened. And I even help Actor out saying that, like, you know, because he says, can any admins in, like, basically asking if he can get punished for things in the past that were already brought up and he got banned for. And I said, no, you can't. Um, let's see. Let's scroll down, because Jesus Shore has kind of been arguing with Legendary, I guess. And then, so I was like, NonFella saying that he isn't narcissistic and he's not a racist to the at the recap with not Maliv. And he says, what did I not admit? Am I not being truthful? I've admitted to doing everything, and this shouldn't even be a problem between you and me because it's pointless. And I said, you know, you claiming to be sorry never ends up being true. It just ends up in more arguments. And he says that I'm making an argument. I'm stating facts. I'm not making an argument up. I said that he always makes arguments. Why am I not allowed to even speak my mind? This is I said I'm not innocent. I'm guilty. I'm a liar. I'm a loser. I know what I am, but yet I still did what I did anyway. I know it's wrong. That's why I've stopped. And I said, so what is there to argue about? I literally made those claims in the video. He says, but the thing is, you're starting one that has no reason to be started in arguments, right? And I said, that's what the video is gonna be about. Thanks for more proof, bro. He said, it's so stupid. I said, Lamau. He says, I'm not mad about the video, but the fact that you don't understand that I'm trying to change and become better. You look like the bad guy here to me, as I did to you guys in the past. And I said, that's wild. Everyone called me a bad guy for calling out the server's bad side. All the racism from you and Actor and the admin abuse from Prank. He says, also, I kindly asked him not to, with the GD glazing him. And I said, well, he still did. Maliv asked for a recap. I was just recapping it. And then Non says, oh, well, you're making it seem like I was the bad guy here. Because you are. And then I answer Actor's question, basically saying that he wouldn't get banned. And then I'm just now seeing this from Maliv, too. He's like, oh, I don't get why you... actually, no. This is last message from NonFella in the group, right? Well, in the Discord. He says, I don't get why you have to do this about me. It's useless and only puts me down. If I kept doing a lot more, then yeah, you can make a video, but you don't seem to understand that I'm different than I was before. Yes, I know words can't make up for something like that, but I feel as if I don't have to deserve a video made about me about a problem that is all water under the bridge at this point. I know for a fact that he used ChatGPT to make that, because if he put as much effort into the scripts that he does his arguments, we'd have the first 4 arcs of Shambles done. Actually, no, we wouldn't, because I'd have to delete all of his scripts and make them my own. Because he probably sucks at writing scripts. And he asked me if I got timed out because I was in school and I didn't want to, text in school because my phone was almost dead. And then Maliv, about 14 minutes ago, he says, Saber, keep my name out of your mouth, you fly. Holy aura, I know, thanks. Just because I mentioned him in the last video saying that he used to admin abuse, but doesn't anymore because he doesn't play the server. So, for right now, I'd say NonFella's not really doing anything bad anymore, but I'm just addressing his past about how he was, racist, narcissistic, sexist, homophobe, everything, right? And, I mean, I don't really... I have proof, or would have had proof, at least. I have a couple screenshots, but the whole case with Prankster yesterday, right? You know how I said that he cleared the general chat? That means that I can't search up anything that NonFella has said in the past, luckily enough for him. So, right now I only have the proof of him dissing on Prankster and Akshay for no reason over the video that I made, when I literally said don't, diss on people just because of the video. All of this is just allegations, and just, it hurts them enough, bro. like said, this video is gonna kind of end the same as the prankster one, with some more life updates. Basically, what was I gonna say? Oh, this is just a very short segment. It's not gonna be as long as the prankster one. But this is also gonna be flex. Basically, I'm gonna do a podcast, right, with members from Shambles and members from like just my old friend group too. Like the Bed Wars friend group, Shambles friend group, PvP club friend group, all of it, right? The Siege friend, everybody. And I'm gonna ask them specific questions. My co-host will be there, Rimmon. Cause me and Rimmon, actually, funny thing I need to mention. Yesterday, after the prankster video was filmed, exactly like a minute after, Rimmon hits me up on Discord and calls me. And I ask him, as soon as I joined the VC, I was like, bro, what do you want, bro? He says, he says, quote unquote, he says, can a N-word not talk? And I said, what you want, bro? He says, you want to play Minecraft? And I said, bro, what? And then he's like, are we chill? And I'm like, yeah, we chill. So then I kind of filled him up on everything, told him what videos I'm going to probably start streaming more. And what videos I'm going to release. Also, a thing I'm going to add, another game that I'm going to play, because most of the games that I decided that I was going to play are games that are multiplayer, or like 2-player at least. So I'm going to be playing A Way Out, which is basically like kind of like a puzzle game, like GTA Storyline kind of, actually. That's what it kind of reminds me of. And that in a combination of Red Dead. I will be playing Roria Conquest, which is a Roblox game based on Pokemon. Phasmophobia, which is gonna be peak because we're gonna have a full squad for that. The Escapist 2, which is, you know, that a prison breaking game, and I'm gonna probably play it with Rimmon. And we're gonna do every prison, every one of them, and it's like a that game used to be popular back in 2017. Big YouTubers used to play it. Like, I think Markiplier did at one point. Dan TDM played it quite a bit. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, both Subnauticas, Among Us, maybe some Siege. I'm gonna be playing definitely Minecraft Java Edition, Minecraft Bedrock Edition, sometimes. Definitely Minecraft Java Hardcore, which I'm also gonna start a duo world with. I'm gonna complete all of Halo. I'm gonna do Subnautica 2 when it comes out. I might do a Fortnite video or two, but I don't really like Fortnite. Minecraft Dungeons, I might do a video on. Dungeons 2, I might do a video on. I might do a video with a special guest on Goat Simulator, just because it's peak. Forza, I might play. Sea of Thieves, I might play. I don't know. Leave, if you can, leave game suggestions in comments so I can like actually get good video ideas. Super Hot, I'm gonna play. I might play. Oh my god, I'm dying. Might play some VR games. Maybe because I actually did used to be a VR YouTuber back in the corny era. I don't. Yeah. Also leave in the comments who else you would like to see, you know, called out next. Mainly just because, like, there's so many people that did bad things on Shambles that need to be addressed. And just so many things that have happened in my time on Shambles that I want to talk about. Like I said earlier, I want to release a full recap of what happened, like, bit by bit on my time in both Shambles and outranked, leading up to the point where I am right now. I think that's it for this video. This was a pretty short one. Not much to talk about. I don't know. Like I said, if you have any questions, hit me up on Discord, which is it's Saber. It's ITZSABERR. I might play Valorant. I don't know. But some names that you might see in the future of this channel. C5B, which won't be C5B for long actually, because he's selling in this account. Pickle, One Pump, Rimmon, Glitch, Red Goes Burr, I Fade, Squabble, Decon, Donut, Kenny, or as many people know him as Marshy, Ace, maybe Stirs. Basically, you'll see when the podcast comes out. First episode of the podcast is probably just gonna be me and Rimmon, which will be filmed later tonight and probably released either between early tomorrow or later tonight. No clue though. Anyways, that's it for this video. Remember, subscribe or else I will cry, and you don't want to see me cry, please. Likes don't really matter. It just help, you know, get me out more. And like I said in the last video, right? Don't bring anything that happened in this video. Don't just go arguing with people about, you know, things that I mentioned, like all the stuff that TheNonFella did, like the messages I had with Rimmon. None of that, right? Because, like I said, it doesn't help. It doesn't help to pour salt in the wound, right? Like, theoretically, pouring salt in the wound doesn't really help get rid of anything. It just kind of makes it worse for the person that's experiencing it. And another thing is, like, the guilt of the person that made the video, right? Because after a ton of people started dissing on Prankster for no reason, I started feeling bad about making the video and even thought about, like, taking it down. But then after a while, I realized it's just a part, and, like, at the end of the day, it's Minecraft, realistically. Like, future job applications aren't gonna look at your, like, Discord and be like, oh, you were in a Minecraft server and you got banned for abusing admin? Yeah, we can't hire you. Maybe in TheNonFella's case with the racism. I have no clue though. Anyways, like yesterday's, no cuts, no, you know, none of me lying at all. Most of this is the truth. Like I said, I would show more proof. It's just the fact that I physically can't because Prankster deleted all the general chats. But if I do get more proof, I will bring it to light in a second video. I think that's all that I have for y'all, so have a good night, and the rest of your day, if it is morning for you, like Kenny and Rimmon. Alright, see ya. I don't really know how to end this video, so I'm just gonna press the button now. In 3, 2, 1, kaboom!